That was horrible.
That's my baby. I'm dying. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hi everybody, it's Friday night, super cold in Illinois. I'm here with my host.
Tarzan.
Yeah.
I lost the stash in case you're wondering, yeah.
He did some experimentation this week with his stash.
Oh yeah.
We don't want to go there. We had the porn stash, and we had the tickler stash, and then we had
the Charlie Chaplin stash.
Charlie Chaplin.
We'll go there.
Hey guys.
So the alternative.
So I am excited. We have some really awesome guests that are coming on tonight. I have the Bellator's heavyweight champion. I'm so excited. Hold on a second here. I want to get it right. The
Prindle.
American Soldier. He's going to be on tonight, Eric Prindle. And he has the most beautiful family, the most beautiful mindset, and he is a champion. So we are going to have him on the first half of the show, and then the second half of the show, we're going to have Matt Granimal. I hope I said that right. Granahan. No, the Granimal. It's the Granimal. Okay, he's going to kill me, but that's okay. And Stephan Bonnar will be on tonight, our UFC Hall of Famer. And I'm super excited to have both those guys on tonight. We're going to talk all kinds of things. We have a poll question tonight. Poll question. Steve, can you put my poll question? Hello.
Should professional MMA fighters get paid the same as a professional boxer?
Right.
Agree or disagree?
Yes. Thank you, Steve. Should professional MMA fighters... Okay, let's start that over. Professional MMA fighters should get paid the same as a professional boxer does. Agree or disagree? So we would like to know what your thoughts are on that. I agree. I totally agree. I think that they both draw in major crowds. And I truly believe that all fighters should get paid the same. I know female fighters get paid different than male fighters, which I don't think that's acceptable either, because I tell you what, some of those female fighters put on a great show. I've seen some stellar shows from some of these female athletes, and I think they should be paid the same as a male athlete.
It makes no sense to me. I have no clue what the pay scale was before today. I figured everything was on equal footing. I heard about women getting paid less than men, which doesn't make sense to me. But no, I can't see why MMA would make less than boxing and why women fighters would make less than men fighters. I mean, they're in the same situation. This is probably the same amount of people are going to go and see them, and same ticket sale. Everything should be basically relatively the same. MMA is just about as popular as boxing, if not more popular now. So I can't see why boxers would get paid more than MMA fighters. And, I don't know what the pay scale is or what they're getting paid, but I always thought that MMA people would have gotten paid a little bit more than boxers, because there's more stuff that you have to do. There's more stuff. You're grappling, you're getting kicked in the face, you're obviously doing their stand-up, and then you got to go to the ground and stuff like that. There's all these different aspects to it.
Then you go the distance.
And I was expecting for them to do all that extra stuff rather than just standing up and punching each other. And don't get me wrong, I think that's great, but I just feel like it's like you're going an extra step more, so you should either be paid the same or paid a little bit more. Just in my mind.
There's definitely a lot more action in MMA than there is in boxing, I feel. I've witnessed and seen. Who is that?
What?
Did somebody ring the doorbell?
That's the cutoff.
Oh,
there it goes again.
What is that?
I don't know. You got mail, Yahoo or something.
I don't think. I'm like, we're chiming on the show today. That's pretty exciting. I just. What?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah.
So Dustin, I don't know if you, if we mentioned it last time, he's actually training for an upcoming bodybuilding show. You guys make sure you follow him on Instagram.
This is if Coach thinks I'm ready. This is like I'm doing a bodybuilder diet. I'm doing the cut and diet, mostly in the intention of looking good for the summer, so to speak. And then, because I don't want to like live up to like, okay, here's the show date, here's what it is. I kind of want to be there and then hop into a show, if that makes sense. You know, I don't want to set anything and then if I miss the mark or whatever, something happens. So a good goal for me is to get ready for the summer when most of the shows are going to be happening.
Let me tell you, Dustin has no problem cutting weight. He has no problem.
That's a lie.
That is not. Look, on off season, it's a pint of ice cream before bed. Okay.
No,
a night.
It's two.
It's two. At least he admits it. But
sometimes
he's young and he can lose weight fast. I don't advise that for anyone my age group because let's just face it, our body doesn't.
I was on the seafood diet, but without seafood.
Yeah, he saw a lot of food and ate it and then made himself sick. Hey, Eric.
Oh, there we go.
Eric?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Eric?
Oh, wait.
Hey, we have Eric Prindle on. Can you see us, Eric?
You sound like you're in a fishbowl.
It's probably the microphone.
I don't know what's wrong. It's either my connection or yours. I'm not. It's probably mine.
It could be. I don't know. There's all kinds of weird, wonky things going on with our cell phones as of late. I see you are outside. Are you?
Quality exercise.
You're outside.
I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you,
but you're not moving.
I'm not moving? Wait, Steve. Are we okay? Are we connected? I can see you and you're moving. Okay. Can you hear me? Wait, let's see. I turned it up.
I can see you. You're stuck.
Uh-oh. Oh, it might be the cell phone.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, but can you hear me? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
You can see that.
Can you hear a little bit of me?
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh no.
What?
Cutting out.
Can you hear me now? I'm turning up my volume.
Get out of the woods.
That might be. Are you by water?
Like you're playing a piano for some reason.
It's that bad.
Damn, this is gonna work.
Are you by a large body of water? Body of water? Are you by water?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
No, just a little.
A little bit.
River.
Just a little river. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, can you hear me now?
A river, a little stream.
I heard you.
Oh, I think my button was stuck. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh.
I think it's the connection. It's the connection.
He's in the woods, and so...
It sounds so bad. You make it sound like he's lost stuff. He's in the woods.
He's in the woods. Steve, did we lose him?
He's got to get out of the woods. That's got to be it. That has to be it.
Who? Oh.
Where's he at?
I don't know that it's going to work. Oh, no, Eric, try to call us back again. Oh, I had so many great questions. It was so exciting. Oh, my gosh.
We're not done yet. Give us another call.
Let me see if I can. Okay, let me see. He's sending a message. Hold on, guys. Dustin, talk. Talk about something. Talk about.
Oh, guys, ask me a question. I don't know any question.
Ask you a question. He might not sure what's wrong with the connection. Sorry, I'm going to try again. Okay. It could be.
Ask him what his bars are.
All the trees. Blocking. What do you call that?
The signal?
Oh.
Blocking. There we go.
Hey! You're back. Can you hear me now?
Can we?
I can't see you.
Can
I
you?
can hear you, but you sound like you're playing a piano when you talk. Instead
Really?
of words, it sounds like piano music.
Oh,
That's weird.
I like that.
No, you shouldn't like that. That's bad.
Weird.
When I open my
I can
mouth,
hear I like that.
Nice.
how does it sound? Does it
Well,
sound
I
better?
apologize, guys.
No, you're okay. What are you
You're
doing
good.
outside?
I'm not sure why it's.
Oh
No, did it drop? Did it drop
Oh,
again?
this is like gonna be the bomb interview. Eric, Prindle, you're in the woods.
It sounds so bad.
Oh, okay.
Somebody send out search and rescue. He's stuck in
Yes.
the woods. We need a clear signal. Has anybody got like Wi-Fi or what do you call it?
Who is ringing the doorbell? What is that
Oh.
noise? What is that noise, Steve?
It's Steve playing a trick.
We lost. I can't read that. What does it say? We lost the mountain man.
Yeah.
Wait, what did he say?
Or mountain man.
We lost or
I think
mountain
he meant
man.
to say the mountain man or our
We
mountain
lost the
man.
mountain man.
He's-
Oh my God, you guys are too funny at A2D radio. I would really like to sit back there and watch these shows with you guys. Oh,
yeah,
we
our
lost our mountain man.
Oh,
Well, I have to say, okay, I have 4 bars on my cell phone. Not sure why it would be messing up. I'm so sorry. We can try again.
yeah, let's just keep trying.
Hey, 3 times is the charm, right? That's
What?
how it works.
It's gonna work
3
this time.
times the charm.
He's out in the clearing now.
I
No, we
mean,
should-
Eric, you're in the middle of
Yeah, why is he in the
forest.
woods?
I don't know.
What is
Maybe
he doing in the
hunting.
woods?
He
I gotta
could
ask
be-
him.
Let's see. What do you think he could be doing? He could be chopping wood, maybe.
What is he, a lumberjack?
Or I mean, I don't know. That's part of training. I like to
Guess that's good
sledgehammer the
exercise, yeah.
tires. That's
good
that is
exercise.
that is a great workout, by the way. Wait, what's going on? Fishing?
Oh, it could
yeah.
be fishing.
Eric, are you fishing?
Or it
I
could be
know. Let me
hunting,
ask
but I
him.
doubt that.
Okay, so we're gonna just ask him.
There you go.
Hey, Eric.
All right.
Better?
Good? No?
Uh-oh.
Can
Eric?
you see me?
Yeah.
see you.
What's your little frozen? Oh, wait.
Huh? Where are
It's skipping
you?
a beat.
Maybe
Where are you?
Walk around. Any better?
Oh, I
It's
can
getting-
hear
it's
you.
getting
I
better.
can hear you walking. You're kind of freezing a little bit. Do you have an iPhone? I'm extremely jealous right now because you are outside and it's beautiful outside where you
And
are.
it's-
No jacket, no snow,
And it's daylight.
and it's daylight.
Where are you located at? Where is this?
Oh no, we lost them again.
No!
Oh.
Try and fish for him back.
Okay. This is
Well, we're having technical difficulties.
We're having technical difficulties. So, Eric, let me tell you a little bit about Eric. Hopefully we can get him back on. He is a heavyweight, he's a Bellator heavyweight MMA champion. He has also fought, he's done bare knuckle boxing. We won't talk about that, but he says he's hiking.
Oh, well, I was close.
I want to
said,
hike and
like,
do an
right
interview.
in the
That's
woods.
awesome. Oh gosh. We're gonna go. He said, hike up out of the valley and try one more time.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry guys.
That could be.
Okay.
That could be it.
Yeah. I
It's
would
betwixt two hills.
I know that if I were to go in the forest or like
You
if
would get
I'm out
lost.
there.
That's why she leaves
Are you
breadcrumbs
kidding me?
everywhere she goes.
No, I have a
Her
great
name is
memory.
Gretel, by the way. That's her nickname.
That
Her
is
name
so
Gretel.
wrong. You're so wrong.
She leaves the little breadcrumbs.
No, I don't leave breadcrumbs because it's bad for the birds. If I do, I would leave seeds because the birds can eat the seeds. Bread is bad because once they eat it, it expands and it makes the birds sick. So
We
yeah,
used to feed the geese bread.
Okay, but that was before I knew all that. But they have big gullets or big things like throats or I don't know how to explain it. But the little tiny birds don't eat breadcrumbs. Okay, but the squirrels do.
Yeah, so you were leaving bread out
Yeah.
anyway.
This is
And then the bird
this is
came-
crazy.
I don't know,
I'm
this is a
sorry, you
great
guys.
word. You got so
We'll just have
sidetracked.
to wait for Eric to come on, and you're going to hear us gibberish, mom and son
Jibber jabber.
gibberish.
Oh, she leaves breadcrumbs.
Oh, let's see.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And so
All right.
Eric is Irish. He has the bright red hair. He has beautiful children that
Where's-
popped out of an Ireland magazine.
What?
He's so beautiful.
Where is he
mean,
located at?
Their children. I'm not sure, but he's a family man. I'd love to ask him how he balanced his career being a family man, how long it, if he was away for too long, or how long his training was. How was he able to balance that? I definitely would like to know. Hi, Jake. It says, because I'm blind as a bat. Hold on a second. I disagree to the poll just based on where the state of boxing in total today.
Yeah.
The UFC is stop the fighting
tough.
game, and unfortunately, boxing isn't really as popular as it used to be. I can agree with that statement. I can completely agree with that statement. I think UFC, MMA is huge, and bare knuckle boxing. Those are the two big ones right now. So, and I know we talked a couple of shows ago. We talked about when I went for concussion training at the university here in Chicago. I learned from a doctor, because I asked the question. I said, what's better for a fighter, to fight with gloves or to fight without gloves? And he basically had told me that it's better for fighters to fight without the gloves because they know when to stop. Whereas the gloves, you could keep hitting somebody and the concussion gets worse. They could already have a concussion, not know it, and it gets worse over time during the fight. And so I was really surprised about the answer to that question, because I thought the opposite, that bare knuckle boxing would be harder than wearing gloves. So, excuse me. I am hoping we can get Eric back on, but if not, we will find some things to talk about for the next 45 minutes.
Well, my question is, bare knuckle boxing. That's there's nothing there, right? Like you're not wrapped up.
No,
like
there's no wraps. There's no.
Oh, this is like it almost reminds me of like street fighting almost.
Yeah, it's well, I could be wrong. I don't know. They might have changed the things now, but I remember when BK boxing, bare knuckle boxing. Oh my gosh! Look, I'm out of the loop and I'm a little rusty. But back then, before I started to get really sick, it was BKB, I think, knuckle boxing, where they actually have a circle. So they couldn't go outside that circle. If I'm correct, they would lose points if they are outside the circle. So they had to stay in the circle and bare knuckle it out.
Oh,
which is interesting. Which I thought was
so
pretty
kind
good.
of like sumo wrestlers almost. Like
Kind
you
of.
can knock them out of the circle and like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's kind of interesting. So I have a question for the audience. We've got the big Conor McGregor fight coming up versus Dustin. UFC 257. What do you guys think? Who's going to win that fight? Conor McGregor or Dustin? Look, I'm biased because I'm Irish and I kind of like Conor.
You can't just
I
you
know.
can't just like somebody because you're
I
like
know, but Irish
share the
stick
same
with
nationality.
Irish. No, I'm just kidding. We do. We do. We do.
you gotta judge them on their merit and
But
what they've done.
But he is good.
I know, but you can't just like. But you did just
But
say
he-
you like him because he's Irish.
Well,
Like-
not just because of that, but because he's got balls. I mean, he may be a little tiny Irish man, but he's got balls. And he's not afraid to fight big fighters, round fighters, boxers, Mayweather. I mean, come on. That guy's got balls. Well, either that or he just likes a lot of money because that fight
Well,
gave him a lot of
doesn't
money.
everybody like?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody who gets into boxing, you can't tell me they don't get into boxing because they don't like money.
So what do you guys think? Conor McGregor? Or is it going to be his opponent, Dustin? What do you guys think, guys? Help me out here.
Dustin.
What do you guys
sounds
think?
close to Destin.
Let's see. Love what Dustin he. Oh, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Are you back? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I'm trying to be back. Phone,
Are you
my phone keeps messing up or something.
okay? Am I still playing music out of my mouth? Can you hear me? Oh
Don't tell me he's gonna.
no. Are you?
No.
Are you hiking?
Sorry, guys.
No,
You're good.
You're okay. What are you
What
doing?
are you guys doing?
Good.
We're
Uh-huh.
good. We're good. I'm so excited to interview you because I haven't talked to you in so long. It's just good to update and find out what you're doing and what's coming up next. And there's a lot of really awesome things coming up for you. I mean, you're training. So tell me, I mean, you're new to ATUD radio. We definitely want to know a little bit more about you, your background. If you want to tell people at ATUD radio about who Eric Prindle is. Uh-oh.
Wait,
Eric?
Give it a second. It's gonna keep.
He's hiking. I'm so jealous. I want to hike.
Give it a second.
I don't know if I can make it up a mountain. I think I could if I had lots of water. Probably. Why can't you root for someone based on why can't you root for someone based on nationality? There is nothing wrong with that. That's correct, Michael. That is absolutely correct. How about that?
So biased, though. You know.
It's not biased. It's just
Yeah.
I like my
Okay.
Irish brothers.
If you knew
Irish
nothing
brothers
about
and
him,
sisters. Look,
if you knew, except for that one fact.
oh no, I
would
still would be a Conor McGregor fan. I still would be. Why? Because he has balls. He's crazy.
No, I mean like if you
He's
knew
seriously
nothing,
crazy.
like no
If
other,
I knew nothing
yeah.
about him.
and you knew he was Irish though, would you still be like, okay, this is gonna be the?
Well, that would
go-to guy?
depend. Like if he's doing something illegal, then I definitely wouldn't be down for my Irish brother. But if he was fighting
Like,
like he
I gotta
is, I would definitely go for Conor McGregor.
I've seen him fight. I haven't seen the other guy fight, and to be honest, I don't follow the sport that much, but I have seen one of his fights. I have not seen the other guy fight, so that's why I'm kind of holding back on anything. I don't know what the other guy looks like in the ring.
Okay, so I'm sorry about the Eric Prindle interview.
He'll be back
tonight. He will be back. We're going to reschedule him. He says he has full reception on his phone. Not sure what the issues are.
We've had a few people
I mean,
do it
I've
off
had
their
other
phone.
guests use their cell phone. I mean, it could just be because he's outside and he's surrounded by the trees.
He's in the Appalachians.
He's in the
I feel like he's up in the mountains.
So maybe, give me 1 second. He needs to be home. I think he was training. I don't know. He does a lot of stuff outside.
Well, he said he was
had a
hiking, right?
Yeah, and he had a backpack. But maybe he thought that it would be okay to
Hike
do it
and
through his cell phone and hike at the same time. I get it. He's a busy guy. Multitasking. Yeah. I mean, I've known a lot of fighters that have to multitask and balance their lives out while they're training. We all do it every 2 years for the Olympics.
Oh, it sounds so cool.
Because I like being creepy sometimes.
Get all close and shit.
I know. I'm like,
Yes. Be like this.
get out of here. God, why? I can't believe you're my son. You're so 24
Well,
and look.
I know.
And
That.
all the ladies at the gym are always staring at my son.
No, they're
I'm
staring
okay
at-
with that
they're
because
staring
he's
at something else.
24. He's of age. He's an adult, and I think it's kind of cute. Ladies, he is single. He's ready to go. Just saying. Sorry,
No
I might have
comment.
pimped out my son. Wait, what? Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. Who you got? Oh, come on. Steve. Really? Oh, I don't like picking and choosing. I have one.
You gotta
that
pick
I
one?
like. Huh?
You gotta pick one.
Yeah, you gotta pick one. Well, I mean, Gosh. Oh, why you guys put me in this position? I don't like it. Can I just be neutral? May the best man win. I have to now. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna go with Hooker. I like Hooker. Hooker's got a good game. Yeah. Hooker. Who you got, Steve?
He's not going to answer that question. He's like, no, I
Who
ain't
you
telling
got,
you.
Steve? Come on. We're gonna put you on the spot. Who you got? Oh, my nose is so stuffy. No, I do not have the corona. Just have allergies. There are other things in the world besides
Are you sure?
that. So, Destin, so tell us, okay, well, I'm going to interview you. Hell, bodybuilding. A little, what? Laughing out loud. Little
I'll leave that be.
be. Chandler. I'm going for Hooker. You want to make a bet? Let's make a bet. And Hooker better win, or I'm coming after you, Hooker. Okay. Anyway. Oh my God, I'm so sad that Eric is not with us right now.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Anyway, so tell us about the show that you want to agree to the poll in honesty. They should be paid more. They are drawing more money. I agree. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Peter, you are on the money, buddy.
And that's funny. The comment earlier where they said boxing was kind of like on the decline compared to MMA.
Well, how often? I mean, I don't. Man,
Like nobody really.
I don't know if it's because of the whole COVID thing that we're not seeing a lot of boxing, but I've done both, and I like MMA.
What? All right. So in terms
like MMA. It's
in
more
terms
action.
of turnout,
It's kind of bloodier. I
like at the different fight events that you've been to, between boxing and MMA,
Yeah.
which one has more of a turnout that you've noticed?
Oh
that you've
man,
been
but
to?
see, boxing draws the big timers, the big spenders.
Yeah, it's been around longer too.
Oh yeah, I mean, they
it's
bet
like
really
old.
big money
It's
on
like
those
old
fights.
and new money. You know.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah, I agree with that
it's like the in Great Gatsby way of describing it. You got old money and then you got new money. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna like the old money because it's been established and it's there and it's been there for a long time and it works.
I wonder who. I mean, I think those two, bare knuckle boxing and MMA are taking over. Totally taking over. Thomas, you absolutely agree to the poll. I'm so glad that you agree because I think everybody should get paid the same across the board. Now, maybe in a slight difference where somebody's not performing up to standard, or maybe
that makes sense.
they're not as entertaining, or
But
they missed weight a couple times, or that could also factor into it as well. Should be on even scale MMA boxing.
yeah,
Men, women, sorry, boxing killed itself 15 years ago. Why? Why, Steve? Why did it kill itself 15 years ago? I'm kind of curious as to what you think. I hope this is
That's
entertaining
interesting.
for you guys. I am so sorry. Weed? Did somebody just say weed?
yeah, you gotta smoke some weed. That's how you get the show going.
Oh, wood. It says wood, but that's the only comment they made was wood. I'm like, what?
I think they meant say weed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Eric,
What?
what?
You gonna pop on here
Hey,
now?
that's Mona Lisa. We can interview Steve.
Nah, I'm just instead of just writing it out, I'll
There we go.
just say what I have to say. Look, boxing killed itself 15 years ago because of the simple fact they just rely on the heavyweight division too much. The heavyweight division is either the best division in boxing, or they don't really push out the other stars the way they should do. From women's boxing not getting promoted the way they should, to men's boxers getting overpaid to the point of ridiculousness.
Steve, show your face. I'm tired of looking at Mona Lisa. You do not have breasts
You're not really
and
gonna
long
see anything
hair.
but like a black blur because I'm not where I normally am when I do my
Shed
shit.
some light on that
Show my
situation.
face.
I mean, I could not picture you as Mona Lisa.
Yeah, why that?
I just can't, Steve.
I
Maybe boobs.
I'm wearing Ryan's face. Also be it. I'm wearing Ryan's face. I'm wearing a mask over Ryan tonight.
Why? Wait, what is?
No, but I mean, if you really look at it, Racheal, since the
Thomas,
George
you're
Foreman
so funny.
Lewis of the world has left, outside of Floyd Mayweather and
Right.
La Hoya, who have they promoted? Nobody.
I was gonna say,
that's right.
Yeah, Floyd and
All right, so and
Pacquiao, right?
recently, like you have Joshua, you got Tyson Fury, Bomber, you got these guys, but there's no one else after that. You go and look at mixed martial arts. Not only do they have top heavyweights, light heavyweights, lightweights, men, women. That's why MMA is kind of taking that spotlight away from them. They haven't gotten the pay scale yet because, as Racheal alluded to, big money and big celebrities come out for boxing more than they do.
Yeah.
It's going to take time for that to change. I think eventually, hopefully, we get to the point where we're watching everything under one roof. It's just combat sports.
Did I say that right, Steve? BKB. It's BKB, right? Knuckle.
Yeah, bare knuckle
boxing. Yeah.
No,
Are they still around?
what you're talking about was the initial thing they laid out. Like, I think what you were talking about is the toe line series.
Where they had the circle. You couldn't go outside the circle.
They do have wraps. They do have net wraps. It's not.
I think they had to have something, right?
Okay. But
it is wrapped. It's not completely.
but is that
So it's not.
is that an other bare knuckle?
Well, no. What you're thinking about what happened when you went away was that Valor Fight was doing bare knuckle boxing type thing, and then that was right at the same time that Dave Feldman had started bare knuckle boxing. So it was like, I know where you got confused with that there, but like I said, it's Dave's the only one in the dance right now. At least the only one in the dance. Like I said, they just made the announcement for the rest of the card for bare knuckle boxing.
I know, that's exciting. You were telling me who was on that card.
Yeah, I want to see if I can reach out to Brandon and see if I can get him on. That'd be interesting. We go back, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, okay. So who do you have? Do you have Conor McGregor or do you have?
Yeah, I mean, look, I love what Dustin's done over the last few years, but Conor McGregor looks all business right now. Like you look at how he's been looking in interviews. You're looking how he's been looking in the cages and stuff like that, but. Even you look at his whole demeanor, like as much as he looks like he was that guy that he was on his way up before the belt. How he speaks and everything like that. So I think that's a dangerous person
He's
front of, regardless of what changes Dustin's made and how great he's been over the last few years. And as much as I have a disdain for Mr. Conor McGregor, no, I can't do it. I can't. But he gets this one. Dustin's a great guy. He's a well-rounded fighter, all that good stuff. But I think Conor he's got too much. He dispatched him early. The first time they seen each other, we're talking. I think we're 3, 4, 5 years later. Both of them have progressed. One has hit the top of the ceiling, broke through the ceiling, and fell all the way back down to the floor. We're gonna see if this is gonna be another comeback story that happens in mixed martial arts every so often. You know what I'm talking about, Racheal. We've seen fighters both of their own doing and things that they can't control or lose titles and stuff like that. So
did you watch the one last?
I gotta throw that one up there. You are now.
Wait, what?
Visual form, Ryan.
I don't realize I was on this show. Oh my God! Ryan says I didn't realize I was on this show.
No, that's what Tom was talking about because I'm using his.
Are you serious, Steve? Oh my God, you're crazy.
I'm a Ryan puppet right now. Sorry, Ryan.
Sorry, Ryan.
The deceit.
Like I didn't realize I was on this show.
But there's also a few other good ones that on this one. I mentioned Hooker and Michael Chandler. and Dan's a great. That's a great fight. And Michael Chandler's gonna get his chance now to kind of really see if he belongs in there in the UFC. And he was a long-time Bellator champ for a period of time. Got out of there, his contract's over. And there's other fun matchups that we got to see that's going on tomorrow. Good friend of me and Racheal over here, Jessica Eyes, getting back in there.
I know. I am so excited.
That's going to be a fun fight.
Oh, I hope look. I'm going for my girl.
I can't go against Jessica, but I knowing that you're going to pick her, I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate. So you gonna give me your pros. I'm
just
gonna
spite you.
Oh, hey, Steve, I've got a question for you. Okay, so I noticed this is gonna sound interesting. Okay, the question I have noticed. I know sex sells, but I've noticed that when the girls make it big, UFC, and they get excited, they start to change. Not that I'm mad. Hey, do it. If it works, do it. But I noticed that a lot of the female fighters,
I know where you're going. You're going with
I don't even know how to say it.
Sexualization of the combat sports athlete.
Yes.
Female combat sports athlete.
Yes. And I'm like, female fighters can be
look
sexy,
over the past few years of which of the female athletes have started, private Snapchats and OnlyFans accounts and stuff like that. I mean, you all the way up from Cindy Dandawa to Beck Hyatt. I even think recently, even some of these middle tiered, I guess so to speak, fighters like Katara Badahara, who's Combatus fighter, been one of the champions of King of the Cage. You see fighters like that are also starting to go along that line because because they were on the regional scene. They don't have the structure of the UFC, so they can't get these fights. So they're really left with really not much other options. I think that is playing a part into it as why we're seeing the rash of it because of COVID, but also the other thing is because also the other side of it is business is drying up, sponsorships are drying up, people aren't wanting to put out of pocket, and we already know what the combat sports athlete goes through on a month-to-month basis. So
now that you put it in that perspective, and now, knowing that the female fighters don't get paid nearly as much as the male fighter, I guess I could see that. I worry that does it take too much attention away from their talent?
But why should
it? It shouldn't.
Why should it?
What do you think?
So the fact that John Jones was on the body issue and he's this freaking all over covers of magazines. So if it doesn't dull down of what he was, he's done his own stuff on the back end of that anyways. Maybe not the perfect one, but he's always George St. Pierre, perfect one. There we go. There's your model citizen right there. He's been sexualized and stuff like that. Did it ever turn around and say that it diminishes his skill or what he's done in the cage? So why should it make any different for the Paige Van Zants of the world, the Felice Herrings of the world, whoever are these other athletes that have, OnlyFans accounts or have done, sexy shoots and go about, promoting their social media accounts that way. Why does that take away from them as an athlete? I really don't think it does. I just think it gives them more opportunities to promote themselves in other situations outside of the combat sports world. How's it any different?
It's interesting that you mentioned Felice. She's the one who really started the sexiness. Felice?
Have you seen I got to ask you. This is hilarious because Cheyenne brought it up to me. It's funny. My daughter brings this up to me. By the way. So she was like, Dad, did you know Felice had an OnlyFans account? I damn near lost it. Right?
Your daughter noticed that?
Her content basically consists of her feet and her putting paint on her feet, and then and making like paintings or pictures for whatever these OnlyFans people are and selling it to them. That's the content.
Wait a minute,
That's just
Steve.
her account. Like, hey, like, listen, if you know what kind of people approach you, take advantage of it. I'm not going to knock anyone about how they make money.
I mean, if I could make six figures looking like painting up my toes, I'll paint up my toes for 6 figures.
A dumb woman. Y'all can say whatever you want about her. That was one of the things people used to hate about her. She's not.
I know. Yeah, they really gave her a hard time because she's sexy. I mean, if I had a body, but see, I'm different. I never did that because I had a daughter, but she doesn't have any kids. So Felice was. I'm going to say that she started it all. She did her thing.
Yeah, she was.
Despite it all,
she was doing the sexy shoots before the sexy shoots were a thing, and then I guess that was right around the time Strikeforce really kind of blew up, and then the whole Ronda Rousey thing happened, and she kind of really took it to another level, like with the ESPN shoots and everything else that she was doing.
The nakedness on the cover. I
don't see why.
I mean, shut up. I still got a body, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, dude, I wouldn't care if any of these fighters, went and goes and pose for freaking Playboy or whatever. Man. Like, I don't care. Like, what they do to make their money outside of the sport is their business.
Yeah.
As long as their actual employer doesn't care.
Could you imagine?
More like Dana White's not.
Could you imagine how many dick
as long as he's not using like UFC logo type stuff when she's doing the stuff.
Yeah,
I don't see why anyone would have
attack.
It's 2021, dude. Like, people need to grow up with the 1950s value way of thinking of life.
The rants of Steve.
Oh shit.
I mean, it's not the rants of Steve. It's just like the ranting of
yeah. I got you.
I agree with you. Make your money.
Is what it's kind of turned into, regardless of we're talking about UFC athletes or we're talking about female athletes involved in other sports. They do it too.
Yeah.
I guess MMA is kind of this newly found thing. So it's like it's what people kind of gravitate towards. Like there was other sex symbol female sports athletes before MMA players. Was there not? Did I miss something?
Oh, wait, what?
No.
Like I
just said rewind because I want to know how you know that
was the tennis player everyone used to be obsessed with, like in the 90s.
Racheal, Steve. I want to rewind for a second.
Go ahead.
Just a thought came into my head here. How the hell do you know what's on her OnlyFans?
I don't. I told you, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
You told me your daughter joined her OnlyFans.
I don't have any subscriptions, but
It's okay.
You got
okay.
caught.
You like the paint on the feet. It's all good.
He likes her feet. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, don't, definitely don't. No.
Steve has a foot.
Not your feet, his feet, her feet, nobody's feet. Have fun with that. That's weirdos, them creeps.
Feet are so sexy. You didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
God.
I can't do feet. Look, I did nail the one.
You're gonna get a whole face full of it.
Oh, Steve, that was not the appropriate. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna make sure I was running and coming from work or something. It's gonna be great.
Oh, Steve.
You like them feet now? They stink, don't they?
You probably have hobbit feet. Most men have hobbit feet. I have not seen men have clean cut, sexy feet. Sorry, men. I'm sure they're out there. If they're out there, send me a picture of your feet. No, please don't.
Yeah,
Please
do that.
don't.
Go right ahead.
You know what, Steve?
You know what our Instagram is.
No,
DM her on
I have to totally
Instagram.
say something because now that I've had my breast implants removed, I don't get any dick pictures, and I'm so excited about that.
I figured you'd been upset.
No,
that's like a gauge of your hotness, right?
Oh no, I am no. Oh my God, this.
Like, how many did I get this month? Oh, I'm down a couple dick pictures. This is bad.
I could only imagine what Felice and all the girls, get, like Pearl Gonzalez and oh boy, I don't miss that stuff in my DM. I don't.
Makes you wonder though, how
What
do
do
they
you get in your
respond to that?
DMs, Steve?
He's like,
My
I don't
DMs are
get
dry.
He said, "My DMs are dry."
My DM's dry, and I'm fine with that. Outside of the doing stuff for the shows and stuff like that, I'm good with that.
Good. I am so proud of you, Steve. I'm really proud. Steve is the one who dragged me into coming on and doing a podcast with A2D Radio, and I'm like, dude, I'm rusty. I'm not a professional. We did internet radio back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day, we were the originators of internet radio, which had no video at the time, which was awesome because I could just be like,
Yeah, she's just chilling on the couch somewhere, feet up.
right, exactly.
She's wearing like a snuggie or some shit.
I gotta put makeup on. I gotta do my hair. I gotta find the right outfit to wear.
Now I'm able to hide behind it, and you're not. Ha ha.
Yeah, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa.
Well, that's until tomorrow.
Oh my god, I know. I'm like, what is that on top of her head? Is that like a?
That looks like a Confederate cap or something. Or one of
I
those,
think
like,
it's an
Civil
eagle
War.
cap, but thanks.
Oh, an eagle.
Oh shit! I can't.
Really?
Tell.
Where did you get that? It's a
Well,
green hat.
I know, but it looked like one of those old military hats. You know what I'm talking about?
Geez.
Where it's kind of like
No, I
pointed
thought
down.
it
was like a beret?
Okay.
No,
A beret?
not a beret. No,
Oh.
but from like the Civil War era. That's what I'm thinking about.
Steve, what do you think about the poll question? Oh no, we already
Yeah,
know that.
wait,
I
did we?
already know how I feel about that, man. This is beyond.
We talked about that for some years, though.
Actually, here's one for you. What do you thought Juliana Pena is making her return against Sarah McMahon tomorrow night?
I really don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. What are the female fighters getting paid these days?
I mean, everyone's getting paid better in the UFC per se, but who really gets paid outside of the top 3% in any of the sports, regardless if we're talking UFC, regardless if we're talking.
Well, what's like the base? What's like the bottom level? What is that like?
Oh,
I remember when it was garbage for these fighters 10 years ago.
You get nothing. You get absolutely nothing. You show up, you get your ass kicked, you get nothing.
I think it's like 10K now.
Oh, is it for base? That's okay.
Well, no, like the pay scale changed a lot over the years, especially after bringing on partners and then having the wholesale of Zuffa and the changeover from there. They changed the pay scale, but like it's still like.
But it's still not
where you look at it compared to other sports is probably the biggest discrepancy of what you should say of what it is. But other sports are much larger. Where you're talking about teams to a single person competitor. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a good point. Teams always make the most money. Team sports always.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you judge that? Like, all right, we get upset about boxers, combat sports athletes not being paid what. They're not going to get paid $100 million over a 6-year contract like a professional quarterback or something like that, or some of these baseball players with their insane contracts.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting paid to hit a ball, while these guys, girls, and everything else in between are getting their bodies broken down and destroyed by the time they're 40. I mean, go look at Mark Coleman, obviously. The grandfather of ground and pound, one of the more memorable guys from the early days in the UFC. He's had so many knee replacements, hip replacements. Like his quality of life isn't what it probably should be for a man of his stature that he had I guess clout wise when you talk about the combat sports world.
Mm-hmm.
Like you shouldn't have to hear about that. It's crazy, but. The combat sport athlete goes through more, and that's why I think that it is what it is right now. At the same time, I still feel the athletes should be compensated in some way. There's an NFL union and there's an NBA. You have
is there a fighters union?
The large four, where you don't have those same type of protection in any of the combat sports. It doesn't matter if we're talking boxing, MMA, or anything else. There's no
fighters.
Hey, you signed up for this. You signed up to entertain everybody through your blood, sweat, and tears. So it's like you signed up for it.
So there's no talk of the fighters union at all, or they don't as fighters they don't get together and
But see, here's the thing. But you get guys or girls that come in once a generation that kind of change the trend, buck the trend. And we've seen Conor McGregor do that. We've seen Ronda Rousey do that. We've seen other fighters in the past be able to kind of push that envelope as far as what the pay scale is. And it's just going to take more of them pushing back to kind of get to where it needs to be. Now, obviously, we're in a weird situation having that conversation, still dealing with COVID pandemic and everything like that. And you don't have full arenas yet, but the UFC was still operating when there was no arenas.
Yeah,
So,
you heard what Logan said. If it hadn't been for Dana White, none of these fighters would be fighting until they decided to free the people to fight.
but at the same time, do we really need to be thanking them for peanuts? Like he contractually owes them for 3 fights a year, no matter what.
Yeah, that's
shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The show had to go on because it had to go on because he was going to have to pay them one way or another. It's the same reason why the other sports had to go on, because in some way, shape, or form, they had legal contract to say that you have to pay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I think it's kind of the story everyone tends to forget mixed into all the sports world. Yeah, the right thing probably should have been to shut everything down to see what was what before everything. But the greed of the world pushes everything to move forward. You can tell me whatever you want.
True.
I still think it all plays a part into it. Green is the root of all evil at this point in time. Thankfully for our entertainment, because who knows what we would have done without sports during this period of time.
That's true. Well, I know.
Especially for people like us that like doing sports talk radio, we're giving people an outlet.
We would have nobody to talk about because there was nothing to talk about. Hey, we'll see UFC next year.
They'll be back.
No, and then here's the thing for you, talking in the sports world in general, that just broke right before we came on. NBC Sports is done. There's going to be no major sports on NBC Sports moving forward. That you're going to see it moved over to USA. There is no NBC Sports.
Are you serious?
How crazy is that?
Wow.
They just made that decision.
Yeah, that it was literally right before like an hour and a half before you guys went on.
By the way, guys, we're not doing sports anymore. What?
Wow, wow. I'm really surprised about that. But then again, we're talking about news, and I don't watch TV. Sports is different, though. The other stuff is fake, but sports can't.
You can't
it's not
fake
fake,
sports, right?
Sports, they tell accurate stories about sports, right? I'm just, I don't know.
All right, there's less fakeness in sports than there are in
who really tells
regular news.
I mean, you look what's been happening here in Philadelphia with all these confirmed sources saying X person is X. Listen, this isn't a matter of national security. We're talking about sports.
Yes, we are talking about sports.
If you can't name your sources, I don't want to hear it no more.
Oh,
I don't want to hear it no more.
Oh.
Where are you hearing this?
I mean, Racheal, you know how it is on the other side of that ball, where they just run with everything regardless.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
But most of the time, the sources are kept in private for their safety.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
True.
We're talking about professional sports. If you can't name your source, I don't want to hear it. It's nonsense.
But what if it's just an opinion, though? Then it wouldn't be
and it's not a source. Not a
exactly. That's where we muddy the waters. There is we get opinion mixed up with facts and shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Where'd you hear this from? Oh, this is just my own thoughts. Oh,
but it's fact. It's fact.
Thoughts.
I promise it's fact. I promise. Look at my eyes. I'm betting them. Anyway, but Steve. Who? I don't even know what to say right now. I'm trying to think.
It's gonna pop out.
He's gonna pop out of my brain. I know it. If I have cells left. That's another story, Steve. Hey, Steve.
And we had and that's the other thing. You were just talking about making weight. Another one. We had 2 people miss weight, and there's catch weights on the card this weekend.
So, that was another question I had. As I was curious about that, because she was talking about how do fighters get a pay cut or something like that if they don't make weight?
Basically, in order for the fight to take place at that point in time, They go to the opponent's camp saying, "Hey, all right, the fight was scheduled at 145 pounds. He's walking at 50. Do you want to take this fight and 20% of his purse, or do you want to cancel the fight? You still get your show money because you win. What? It's up to the fighter at that point in time.
Oh shit! I did not know that. I didn't know.
And forget about this. When these fights get called off sometimes because of missed weight, it's up to the fighder. It's up to you if you want to accept the catch weight. Now, sometimes you're lucky it's only a pound or two, but then you have those extreme cases where
10 pounds.
Damn. Why are you 10 pounds off? What the hell are you doing? Eating honey buns and donuts? Like you fucked up the diet. That's fucked
well,
up.
no, I mean, if you think about it, if you're a professional fighter, your first job is to get paid is to what? To make weight.
Yeah, because that's tough. I mean, cutting weight. I mean, if you don't make weight,
but also
like shit on stage.
It ain't easy with everything where it is now. Have you gone to the store and tried to get something that you need recently?
Yeah.
How easy is it to get all right, I have this. I have
full of shit later.
I have
necessities.
Like one. I literally have to buy damn near a month's worth to make sure I have it because they won't have it.
Are you talking about toilet paper, Steve?
No, I'm talking about a drink. I'm not talking about toilet paper.
Okay.
If we're worrying about toilet paper, there's bigger problems than this here. We're talking about fighters missing weight and stuff like that. Well, the other thing to talk about during this period of time is the lack of us being able to get the proper things that we need to get to eat, to do whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, so I
go to the store and the freaking hand and like 90% of the shelf in that aisle is empty.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, last year was definitely a fucked up year for athletes, especially if you had to make weight or you had to be at a certain weight class.
A lot of supplementation for food.
Yeah, like all the good meat, all the good food was gone really, really quickly, which I was surprised about because on a regular fucking day, all the motherfuckers out there, they're fucking eating all the junk food. They're eating all junk food, but then the one time that they get scared, they're like, "Oh wait, we gotta eat the healthy food. Where's all the healthy food at?"
That is true. I mean,
it made no sense. I was so pissed. I couldn't find my ground beef. I couldn't find any lean beef.
Oh yeah,
there was no turkey. I think there was like one package of turkey left.
Here's one for you right here. All right, Kate Taylor, the boxer. I think here's the thing with that one, my friend. I think she would be popular anyone. It doesn't matter where you put her. Like, listen, Philadelphia is a fighting town. You could put her on skates and put her down there at the center in black and orange, and she would be popular in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I've heard that about Philadelphia. I need to come visit. No, actually, I did visit one time.
But I mean, Kate Taylor. I really want to see her against some of the top female boxers in the world. I don't care if it's in the UK. I don't care if it's here in Philadelphia. I don't care if it's in Vegas. I don't care if it's California. I don't care if it's in Texas Stadium. As much as I love
it, don't matter.
As much as I love the place, but I mean, she'll be popular no matter where she goes. She's a boxer. She's a world-class boxer. It would identify with most of the people in Philadelphia. So, I mean, I want to see the best, like her, Amanda Serrano, Chrissy T-Rex Shields. I mean, those are the women boxers who are the face of the sport right now, and I believe that they should be not only paid what they should be, they should be giving the notoriety and the spotlights as they should as well. Like I think it was during one of the last events that they did, and one of the announcers was sitting there saying like, "This is the only person to do X." Only problem is he was the only male at the time to do it because there was not one, but I believe multiple females that had achieved that accomplishment at that point in time. But I guess because it was a male, it wasn't notarized, and a few of the boxers got on this announcer about it. So I really think it's one of these things where we, as the female athlete goes, there's still a lot of road that has to be made up for at this point in time.
Do you think females could bring boxing back?
Well, I told you I felt that way about a few years ago.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago, I told you that they would take the sport to the next level and possibly into the conversation of the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about a few years away from hitting that 10-year mark, and I think that's a fair assessment considering ESPN and the UFC are basically partners now, correct?
Yes.
So, yes, so I would say that they took them to the next level, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For sure.
To your question, yes, I absolutely believe that female boxers could take them to the next level because when you're only giving somebody half of a product that they know there's a full thing in the world, they're going to go find those world-class fighters elsewhere, regardless if it's boxing, regardless if it's MMA, regardless if it's bare-knuckle boxing. You know, Ronda Rousey was a judo girl who found a niche inside of MMA who blew the whole world up.
Yeah, she did. We need another Ronda Rousey.
Well, and it wasn't just. I wouldn't say we need another Ronda Rousey. We just need another one who's just a rare athlete like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, there you go. I'm talking
Maybe
about.
Maybe we can have Mona Lisa in the ring.
This is what we're talking about with the female athlete. As this guy's talking about, when they went nuts when she won. So there's a big thing for it. And one of the things we were talking about is the country thing, the supporting your countrymen. It's a weird thing. Why? I don't know, especially in combat sports, it's not weird at all. It's a singularity. So, like you have, Khabib has been a big guy about it. Obviously. Fedor, it wasn't a big thing about him, but he his country supported him very adamantly as well. So, like, I don't get it because we as people in this world do it in general for both the summer and winter Olympic Games every 2 years.
Yeah.
So we all do it in a sense to a point with sporting events like that. So for anyone to kind of question it being weird is just odd, especially in combat sports. It's just
like I can't
it's
see
always
how that
been there. George St. Pierre and that Canadian flag is almost one and the same image, is it not?
Yeah.
I can't see why that would be a weird thing, though. Like
like most people think of it like another type of Olympic event, if you really think of it, because a lot of the fighters from other countries kind of view it that way, especially the Brazilians too are very adamant about that.
Oh, the Brazilians,
right?
Countrymen in that matter, so.
I feel like it's the same as when we go to like a bodybuilding show, we're representing
when you have
fitness.
You'll have teams inside of a gym, like it'll be you'll have a group of guys, but like doesn't mean necessarily that gym is just that nationality. It's the same thing with mixed martial arts.
See, that it just I don't know. It's weird that people would think that would be weird. Like
maybe it was
if I was like
IFL days, remember when they had the team tournaments?
Oh, well, maybe.
Hey Steve, we have a comment.
What?
In the London Olympics, the arena went ballistic when she won.
Oh yeah.
Why? Why would they go ballistic because she won? I don't understand.
Maybe because they loved it.
That's her backyard.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the other side of it. You know what I mean? Especially inside of combat sports.
So, the question for you guys: this isn't counted into the Olympics at all, right? Like
MMA?
That would be cool. I don't know if it is or not. That's why I'm asking.
I
feel like it should be.
Did they accept MMA into the Olympics?
Just so you know, this year we're not going to have wrestling in the Olympics, but we're going to have breakdancing.
Wait, what?
What?
What is this? How is that
Olympic sport? Living under a rock? I mean, I know I'm out of the loop on some things, but like the fact that wrestling isn't in breakdancing.
What?
I like breakdancing, but
going to be in the Olympics too.
Hell no.
I like breakdancing too, but should it be should you be giving a gold medal for breakdancing?
No.
No.
I mean,
the next thing we're going to see twerking for the Olympics, and then we're going to see pole dancing. I don't know. They might already have pole dancing, but I thought they did, or a couple years ago, or whenever it was. I thought they did. I almost thought they did.
What?
Pole dancing.
For
What's up, Bailey?
what is it? That was it as Olympic sport or something?
Yeah.
No. That's,
Yeah.
How does that work?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
But
how many twirls around the pole can you do? Like, what the fuck?
look,
How
those
does
girls
this
can do
work?
some crazy stuff. I used to go to an, I was asked to go to an MMA show here in Illinois and do some, some commentating. And it was at a
Okay.
strip club. So,
Okay. Ring
It
girls
was-
are on the poles. Okay.
yeah, and strippers. So that was interesting. There was a strip show while the MMA fights were going on. It was just
Great fight.
It was
Great fight.
interesting, but I mean, to see those girls get up in the air, like 6 feet in the air, and do their little,
Look,
thingies.
I'm not
and-
gonna not say that it's not amazing.
Now,
But I don't think it's I don't think it like qualifies. I don't think it qualifies as an Olympic sport. Like it's not the same thing.
Breakdancing isn't either. But
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. It shouldn't be
Why
in
can't
the
it just
Olympics.
be dancing in general?
I still don't.
But still, I don't. I
It
mean,
doesn't-
Olympics should be a sport. I didn't know dance. What the hell is that noise?
I don't know. But yeah, me personally, I just can't see that being an Olympic sport.
Yeah,
I can't. Like MMA, that makes sense. Boxing, wrestling,
Yeah,
stuff
those
where
are
you're
all
like really
sports.
competing against another person. Like even
Swimming, I
it-
mean,
that makes sense. It
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
don't-
It's like, okay,
I
for
wonder
how
how
would you judge, breakdancing in the Olympics?
Why
Like who
would
has the best moves or who did this trick? Like I'm confused.
why would
Like
they-
even skateboarding would be a better pick for the Olympics.
But I'm wondering how the Olympic athletes feel about that coming into the
Oh no,
sports arena.
I guarantee you a lot of them are probably going to be thinking it's a joke.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know, Steve. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not too particularly thrilled about it. I was hoping that the sport that would have been added would have been jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, just
that would
right.
That I've been kind of
right,
talking about a lot
yes.
over the last 10 years.
Like
Jiu-jitsu,
like
the highest level is the ADCC trials. It's kind of that's the peak of the mountain right now for jiu-jitsu. Judo, just about every other sport that is involved in combat sports kind of has their home there
Mhm.
on the Olympic stage, but jiu-jitsu doesn't. It's just kind of an odd thing for me. So
I think they should bring that to the Olympic sport. I mean,
that'd be good.
it's something I also try to bring up to local sports media as much as I can, because it's just one of these things that kind of gets swept under the rug. Like when we talk about Olympic events, and you have a lot of these nonsense events that probably really shouldn't have anything to do with the Olympics, at least on that high level as what we're doing it today. I mean, maybe hundreds of years ago when it wasn't this grand scale what it is today, but the fact that we're having breakdancing over collegiate wrestling and other sports like jiu-jitsu, it's mind-boggling to me. I'm not telling you they don't have places like gymnastics and stuff like that they don't
Like
have in the sports world.
Yeah,
But there's one.
It's not the
wrestling
same.
jiu-jitsu does.
I'm checking on our next guest here.
Sports
He said-
manufactured another one for you guys.
He sent me messages. So I'm like, hold on a second. Hey, there's another message, a really long one. I think MMA fighters should get paid equally. They are highly skilled and TV ratings are huge for big fights. I agree with that statement.
And that's the other thing about it. Like, that's what kind of given them this bargaining chip over the last handful of years. But, I mean, it should have kind of been a thing that's been done all this time. And just promoters do what they do to kind of keep the change in their pocket for as long as they can.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel like the promoter seems to benefit more.
Your first guest on the second hour is here.
It should be both of them. It should be Stephan Bonnar and,
Are they both coming out at the same
Matt.
time?
All right.
and Matt.
Well, I just
The
see.
Granimal! I love that name. It's so cute. Oh, don't. Sorry, Matt.
I think
I
of
will never-
graham
Let me
crackers.
hop. I'm gonna hop out and put them in.
Okay. Okay, it's really dark. I see kind of your face there,
So
Matt.
creepy. Oh. Okay.
Do. Wait, I can't hear you. Say hello.
Oh,
You're
wait,
very-
you're very faint.
You're very faint. Are you in the attic? Oh, wait. Wait. What did you say? Wait, I'm
No,
oh, there
that
you go.
doesn't-
I see your face. Hi, Matt. But I can kind of hear. Oh. I love it. You're awesome. Wait, what happened? Oh no! Don't
Not
tell me
again.
having malfunctions again. Ah, Steve. Okay, let me see. I did. You aren't on there. It says you have to add me to the studio. Steve, add him to the studio.
I
He's like,
I
he
did add
just-
him to the.
I thought so. He's like, I just did.
I just
Oh.
did. He wasn't talking. He didn't, I didn't hear anything on his end. I'm not sure what was
I heard-
going
Yeah,
on.
It
I
was
was like,
fake.
is he
It
coming
was
on
fake.
as a scary movie? Because I'm like, you know.
I
I mean, we
Awesome.
got him at the
face-
end. It looked like he'd gotten to a clean space that we could see what he was doing, but we still hadn't spoken to him yet.
I couldn't hear him.
No,
Let me
I
see.
didn't hear
I'm
anything
gonna
from him either. So
Yeah.
And I try to. Well, it's probably.
And I
because
turned. I mean, I turned it.
No,
I think
that's
he's
the-
probably
that's the
trying
mic
to
volume.
call on again. So hold on, guys. This is like
Try this
the
again.
super
Or-
easiest.
here we go again.
Who is that?
What was
Who's
what?
that? Is that you, Steve? I got excited. I thought that was Matt.
No,
my
here it
God.
comes. Here it comes. Hold on. Let's try this again. Let me knock myself out of here. See how he goes.
Fingers crossed. I didn't cross my fingers.
I
That's what it
see
was.
your face. It's so.
Say something.
Talk to me, Matt.
I can
Oh
hear
my
you, but
God, I
it's so
can't
faint.
hear you.
It's so
You
faint.
sound so far. Huh? Wait, maybe turn it up. I can't hear you. We're
Yeah,
getting there, right?
Is this a phone?
Oh
We
no!
gotta see-
Oh no!
Why are we having so many
There's
problems?
no sound coming from him at all.
I
This
know
is
the
so
sound.
faint.
He said he
Um,
was watching. What's happening tonight? What's happening to our signals? Like well, I have
It
a full.
started.
I have a full. Well, no, I only have like half a bar on mine.
How does that work?
I don't know. There's a lot of issues with the cell phone towers as of late. I don't know the whole big 5G
Well,
thing.
that's
I'm
why
not going
people
to
should
that.
be using laptops and whatnot for.
That's what
Yeah,
I was wondering. Everyone's on
I-
the phone now.
I think you see, and I told them, I'm like, you can use your cell phone or you can use your laptop. Like we did okay when Logan did it, and a couple of the other guys. I mean, it was no big deal. But laptop is probably preferable, and I think I'll just let them know, hey, if you got a laptop, that would be kind of better. But
why would it not work this time over last time?
I don't know. It could be the type of phone. It could be.
Why I get
User
the
error?
first
I don't
one
know.
because it
Internet
was in
Gate
the woods.
101.
I know,
Like-
right? Matt, where are you? Oh my gosh, I'm texting the wrong person. They're like sound.
Mm. What are you talking about?
Knocking me off when I try to turn my mic on. Let me go inside boat. Oh my God, he's on the boat. Why is everybody traveling and hiking and freaking on
Caught him in the
mountains?
middle of the vacation. Damn it!
Let me go inside boat to see if it works better. Said mic is on. Okay.
Why is he?
Okay, guys, when you use your cell phone, I'm just going to say this. You're on a body of water. Water interferes with signals. But let's see how this works. Maybe we'll get it.
I feel like everything interferes with the
Water,
signal.
trees,
Hills, valleys,
valleys,
metal.
country folks.
We got it wrapped up in like.
country
So first we lost Eric to the mountains.
I know.
It looks
He's
like now
episode.
we're going to lose Matt to the water.
We're going to lose Matt to the water. What's going on?
What's next? Stephan Bonnar's going to be taken away in the tornado?
That's great.
Oh God, Steve, that's
That was
awesome.
good. I wasn't ready for that one. I wasn't.
I mean, I'm
see
just
that
saying,
coming.
we're having all this
We're
stuff, like, keeping you guys from so.
We're just
getting
gonna
there.
keep on talking about ourselves. No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
Oh man, Steve, I don't know what's going on. He says he's trying.
What?
Look. Oh.
Ow.
Well.
He says he's gonna try again. Oh my gosh, I said guts. I meant to say guys.
Close enough.
Guys. He said, I'm at John's Island Yacht Harbor with my boat. They have good internet. Is Bonnar on? Oh my God.
Bonafide? Was he trying to say bonafide? and you dropped the boner in there?
I did. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Why?
I'm sorry.
What?
He probably got teased when he was younger, and I am not that one. That was just an
He's gonna
accident.
give you so much shit now.
Okay, so he said that. Okay, is he gonna call in separate? I thought him and Matt were together. You guys are confusing me right now. Okay, so I guess Matt is supposed to call. Did you send him the link?
This is troubleshooting to its
We're troubleshooting tonight. This is what this show is going to be all about tonight. Let me tell you, 101.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this out.
Don't call in the mountain.
Or not.
Don't call when you're on the water. And watch out for those tornadoes. I'm just snorted. I guess there's something wrong with me.
I swear to God, she has not, had any edibles. She has not, smoked any weed today.
No, I don't. Yeah, I only do that when I need to sleep. Don't judge me, okay? I was sick for 8 years, and they wanted to shovel narcotics down my throat, and I refused because.
What's a great alternative? Weed.
Well, yeah, it's earthly, right?
It's earthly.
It's from the earth.
It's organic too.
Yes,
it's organic.
It's organic.
Like straight from the earth.
And it's vegan.
God meant for it to be
vegan.
smoked.
And it's legal. Okay, don't judge, guys.
Makes you wonder how they first discovered this.
Steve, don't judge me.
They lit a field on fire, and then they all started seeing shit.
Oh
afterwards
God,
or something like
funny.
Oh, this is what happens when
I
we,
couldn't
light
even.
this plant on
I
fire.
so couldn't even imagine. Okay, wait a minute.
Hilarious.
Okay, what's going on here? Okay, group message with Racheal and Bonnar.
Yeah, got it right this
Bonnar
time.
hit the link. I'm about to go back on the show. Okay. What do you think, Steve? You got any?
I'm just waiting for them to hop back in here. That's
All right.
We can only
What
ask
is going on? Yeah, and just sent it in group message too. I'll call back now. Okay. All right.
Well,
So, Steve, what color toenail polish are you wearing?
oh fuck.
I'm just
What kind
curious.
Oh, you just hear me. I'm like, no.
Wait,
no.
what was that? I didn't hear that.
Nothing. She's being herself.
I said, what color toenail polish are you wearing?
She's being weird again.
I don't know.
The clear kind that doesn't exist.
Oh,
What's
so
up,
it's just
guys?
gloss.
Hey, Brian. Apparently, my guests have been stolen away
All
by
right,
the
here comes
environment.
Matt. He looks really clear this
All right.
time, so let's see how this one goes.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh my God!
Wait.
No.
We gotta
No,
hear
I
him.
still don't got no sound from him.
Can't hear you. No.
I don't know why I'm putting my ears up to that.
I know. We're like, what? Dustin, how many editors have you had? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
Hi, Matt. I can't hear you. You want to do sign language? I know a little bit.
No, I think.
He's like, all right.
I don't know sign language. I promise.
Fuck. God damn it.
Okay. Well, tonight's show is going to be about sign language. I hope you guys are ready.
Well, Eric, we couldn't get anything out of because he was
He was in the
Forever.
mountains.
and
I don't know.
Matt,
where
I
he
don't know
was.
if he knows how to work the sound on it. Like
Like, if it's on
It's
his
his
phone,
cell
couldn't
phone.
you
It's
just
on
turn
the
up
side.
the... Yeah.
Right?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, but
Or-
wait, maybe he needs to click something inside the room because I
yeah,
know
like
it
when
gave
you
me.
go in.
Oh,
when you-
yeah,
when you
the-
Yeah,
sign
it's down
in.
at the bottom. It
He
says,
might be
yeah.
at mute. He might be at mute.
Okay, so
Tell him to...
turn your mute off. turn your mute
That's possible.
off, Matt.
I know we fucked that up so many times.
You are muted. You are a mutation. Granimal! No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god, I just started again. I gotta stop. Okay, I don't know why mic isn't working. Every time I press it, I get booted off.
Wait.
Okay.
Is he?
He said the mute is off. Do you have a laptop?
Yeah. Tell him to grab a computer.
A laptop?
He's at a country club, right? They got
But
computers
that
there.
still doesn't explain why Stephan hasn't been able to make it on.
Wait. Oh.
Stephan. He says no laptop. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long second. I don't know. Okay. That's the first thing he checked. Okay, what about the
like the same thing we did when we hooked up your headphones? Maybe after you come in, you know the bar on the bottom where it says K and Mike. Maybe he has to go in there and edit that.
That's
wait,
possible.
How though? Wait, I've never done. Wait, let me see.
That'd be really confusing because I was confused going through there.
No, because once you show up down there in the bottom, you should be able to see the toolbar.
Are you talking about before we get to the show and
You're
then
entering a broadcast studio? Okay, I was just trying it for myself. See, it says allow mic and cam access. So, but I think he should have.
What if it was us this whole time?
Nobody's home. Quit chiming.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Like we're fucking it up?
No, it's not us. It's not
I know,
on
but
our
I'm just
side.
saying if it was, that'd be
On
hilarious.
my boat.
Right, he's back. Let's see.
Okay. Let's hear.
Matt.
See if we can hear him. It's the most important thing is just
I
being able to
like
hear him.
yes on the boat, but water is definitely an interference. But it doesn't seem to be a signal connection. It just seems to be some kind of microphone thing going on here.
Does he got headphones in at all, or
Matt?
No,
Okay.
no? Damn it!
Still not on it. He's gonna. I think he's gonna. Like I said, I think he's gonna have to look at the toolbar at the bottom where it says "Cam Mic." He's gonna have to click on that
Okay, so let's see. Tool
for audio. I think. He's gonna,
bar at the bottom. What is it,
okay.
Steve? Because I see the
it says,
toolbar.
like you start Cam Mic. Hit
It
that
says
Cam
mic right there.
The audio and
So we'll
the
just
settings
like
thing
it
pop
here.
up. He's gonna have to pull up the audio and set the speaker and mic up.
Oh, well.
So-
Do they have to? Okay, so do they? Oops, excuse me.
Because
Do
I
they
can't do anything from there. Like I can't turn.
But do they have to download
I
an
can
app?
mute him. That's about the only thing I can do. Mute him, kick him out.
Oh well.
It's on his end.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
He's back in there again.
Well, we're gonna have the first 30 minutes of the second half.
Damn it!
Yeah, where we're talking about sound, Mike.
Try.
Well, it's worth a shot. You know, tell him to go back in and then.
Because I did it on my phone for the
Everything?
very first time.
Can you hear it? Nope.
Did you go through the setting?
I see
You go
your
through the
lips
cam mic.
moving. Can you hear us?
I
You can't hear him.
Can't hear you. What's happening?
This doesn't make sense though.
And it boots him out when he tries to mess with. Okay, so shh.
Anybody got any suggestions?
You think it's just Dana, Chat? Because I don't think it's just Dana.
Jen
I don't
said
think
that.
it's just Dana. Like as much as I like to, you know, and Rachel knows this from being on the air with me so long. I used to bury Dana on this subject.
Yes.
But at this point in time, he's just a cog in the wheel. He's not pulling on the strings. So as much as we want to get mad at Dana for things, we can for a lot of the stuff he did in the early days. He's not pulling the strings now. He answers the people above him. So you can't really sit there and say that he's the greedy one. It's now
It's
the
a group
that he
thing.
worked for knows what they have, knows how they can have it, and they have contractually have these fighters in a situation. So if anything, the sport itself is greedy. Combat sports, regardless if we're talking boxing or MMA.
But yes.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Dana White is greedy as fuck. Sometimes, well, yeah, it's the promotion now. I mean, it's the company. I don't think it's specifically Dana White, do you think?
Well, no, and like me and you've been hard on him over the years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't put that all on him. As much as I would like,
not anymore, right?
He's the evil guy. I can't. He's not. He's not. He's not the villain. He's not the villain. He's a henchman for sure.
Yeah.
He's a henchman.
Right.
But which promoter isn't a henchman these days? If you really think about it, you have to be to a point.
That's a good point.
All right. So he said, he goes, "You want to Skype?" I'm like, "No, I can't Skype. I'm on." This is the
This would be
platform that we
interesting.
use.
Like, he calls you on Skype on your phone, and then we'll just
Yeah,
hold the
but see,
phone.
I know.
We're like, yeah,
I
that's kind of
know, I
janky,
know.
but
Tommy hits another point. He misses good boxing, and that's another one.
Yes.
That's
Good
another reason why
boxing.
the one part of it is the lack of stars, but the other part of that is just that the skill level of boxing has come down. There hasn't been another skilled boxer since Floyd Mayweather. That's why he keeps coming back and making money, and making these big fights. They haven't found that next amazing boxer yet.
what are we doing on now? Like
And
a decade
that
or two?
also, and Tom, I'll go right back to even what some of the other guests were saying. They're saying they do have them. It's just the females are there and they're not paying attention to them.
Yeah. There's a lot of good female boxers. We have a couple here in Illinois, and there's some badass chicks, let me tell you. And I would love to see them
Not
go
just like
into.
the female aspect of it. When we've seen what MMA did with the formula, what they did with mixing in the women, the men, the whole nine. Great, but at the same time, where you haven't seen boxing kind of adapt to that formula and adapt to the times, and I think that is part of the reason it hurts them, and is also part of the reason because you're not seeing the skill is because of the expansion of the other side of combat sports in MMA, because you don't have the world class boxers because they're all going to MMA. Just like, look, I got a killer right hand, I got some killer elbows and knees, I'm good to go.
Right.
They would rather go to MMA because at this point in time, at least socially, you're getting more notoriety being MMA fighter at this moment than you would if you're a world champion boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're telling me if Amanda Serrano walked by the street, down the street right now, you would know who she was and was a world class boxer, or you know what the Philly sports guy was, Kate Taylor, I think he said, was it? Yeah, Kate Taylor. I already mentioned Racheal. Are you gonna recognize them walking down the street? No. Most boxers you're not gonna walk, but I can guarantee you that a casual, any day person could at least name 5 MMA fighters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
It also goes back into not having the talent there. The talent is going elsewhere. Boxing has done themselves no favor in the past 15 years, and that's why I said they have killed themselves and pushed it to this point. They've allowed mixed martial arts to kind of surpass them on that scale. May not be money-wise, may not be advertising-wise, but popularity-wise it has. It's just a matter of time before the advertisers catch on and see where it goes. Don't mean people won't tune into boxing, but you don't have to have the right people involved in boxing to get it to work that way. And you just flat out don't right now.
But you know, some talk about Dana White being greedy. There's a lot of greedy promotion in boxing too.
There's greed all around in the sport. There's greed from managers that, you know, where you'll see promoters they'll deal with specific management period just because they know that that manager can control their athletes, and that like the fact that was it Ali, that guy, that he has such a face in what he does with the athlete he has. But then you look at guys like the Sucker Punch management guys, like the Iridium Sports management guys and stuff like that, where they have a lot of top tier guys and athletes across all your major promotions, both Invicta FC, Bellator, UFC, and they don't do it that way. So it's one of these things where the greed isn't just in the promoter. It's not just in the promotion. It's also it goes from the top to the bottom. You know?
Yeah, very good point, Steve. Very good points. What do you think, Dustin?
You know, I feel like this is kind of in terms of promoters being greedy, I think this is kind of with a lot of different sports as well. You know, I mean, I feel like you could find it just about anywhere, but I feel like it's really more prevalent in.
Well, no, I mean, us Philly sports fans know exactly how it is. We sat there, you know, and listened to freaking the Phillies owner talk about spending stupid money on this team to bring a championship here. While we just look at this offseason where we trade all these assets away to go get this guy, and he's sitting there saying that COVID numbers is making it tough for us to be able to re-sign guys and go get free agents. We have to reassess what the market is, and then come from it at that time. There's some more greed because you're worried about saving dollars to pinch pennies. Don't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
So they would be using COVID as a crutch.
The greed doesn't. I'm with you on that one. It doesn't just go to combat sports, but it's more prevalent in combat sports because there's less of it to go around.
Do you think people are kind of exploiting the whole, last year's situation in terms of greed? Like, oh, we're saving more money because of, such and such is happening. We can't do nothing. We're not going to pay you guys. Nothing's going to happen. But good people.
Well, look how many people are losing their jobs. We're just sitting there. We're just watching. We just had a conversation. NBC Sports is about to go away. That's great.
Yeah. I can't.
Matt's in the back in there.
That's
You want me to try this again or see what's up?
Yeah, try it again.
All right.
He said he was going to try again. I see your face.
Nope.
No sound.
Still.
Oh.
We love you, Matt.
Damn it.
We love you. We could just be like this.
Why? Sign language or something. Sign. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love you.
Well, hold up. Oh, damn it.
Like we could have done.
Grab a notepad.
We could have typed the question. Okay, Steve. We talked a little bit about this before the show, so I kind of want to talk about it.
Oh man, here we go.
Oh yeah, I really want to talk about this. This is an important subject. When we're talking about sports, what is that noise?
I really don't. I feel like that's the cause.
Is that you, Steve?
We didn't have that before.
I swear it sounds like somebody's beeping at me. Okay, so here's the deal. I guess something transpired yesterday where transgenders are now allowed to be, how do I phrase this question? I don't know what's politically
I already know where you're
anymore.
Yeah.
The game, I think it was either yesterday sometime or whatever. I've seen a couple female athletes posting about this, but
right. I mean, how do people feel about
implementing some law where transgender athletes will be allowed in school athletics and be available for school scholarships, etc., according to sports?
I'm not
going to have the political argument for this. I'm just going to go for the straightforward, the sports.
For the sports, yeah.
The political argument, there really shouldn't be one, but that's besides the point. When you do stuff like this, you're taking opportunities away from the female athletes who already have a hard enough road to climb up as it is. You're delegitimizing everything they've done, and you're also going to be taking away their sponsorships, their scholarships, stuff like that.
Like the opportunity, yeah.
And I don't even want to get into the other awkwardnesses about it. I just want to get straight to the direct problems it's going to cause.
I
have no problem with who wants to be this, that, or third. We're our own persons. We all make our own choices. But when it comes to athletics, there has to be some other way we have to go about that. You can't do it like this because you're taking opportunities away from female athletes, from young athletes. It's going to eventually discourage them from wanting to be in those type of sports.
I agree.
Here's Stephan. If Stephan can get on here.
Hey, Stephan's on?
He's in the back. If he hears us.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hi, Stephan. How are you?
There we go.
Oh,
Hi. You're really small.
Awesome.
I'm there.
We're really small. We got Steve on.
There you
Let
are.
me pop out. Hold
All
on.
right, I can see you now.
And we were trying to get Matt to come on, but he could get on, but we couldn't hear him.
Oh
So-
yeah, he's still using the Sidekick 2 flip phone.
Stop it.
Oh. That could
Oh,
be it. That could be
his
it.
phone is a legend.
He's texting me now saying
Well,
something about.
we need to.
You gotta-
I can't do that. There we
See,
go.
I thought you guys
Yeah.
were gonna like be on together, but he was saying you're in Phoenix and he's on his boat. And
Yeah,
now-
he's in South Carolina, I believe. So yeah, we are
Oh, yeah.
opposite ends of the country.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he can't call in and join too. It's only one of us at a time, huh?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
can he
we
just
can
do a
have up to
voice
10 people on the show. The problem is that we can't hear him. He can lip sync, but we're not going to understand what he's
Yeah.
saying.
I see.
I didn't know he was using an old phone, and I asked him, I said, do you have a laptop? And he said, no, I don't have a laptop. I'm just on my boat.
Yeah,
So-
he lives on the boat now.
Does he really? That's
Yeah, your
exciting.
mom- You heard about the guy living in the van down by the river?
Really? I was thinking about that too. Like, oh,
He's the guy on the
minute.
boat down by
Down by
the
the-
lake.
And he just texted me, he goes, this is a brand new phone.
Ooh, a brand new
So,
flip phone? Like,
Yeah, well,
like brand new flip phone?
I am so confused by that statement. What kind of phone is
I mean,
it?
it was never used before, so he's able to get it for like $9.
Damn.
So it's probably technical error on his part. Oh, poor Matt.
All right.
But I'm Racheal, and this is we call
Destin,
him
but,
Tarzan, but
yeah.
this is my son Destin, and we decided to do this podcast on A2D Radio. So A2D
Oh
Radio,
wow, mother and son podcast.
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
Nobody's doing it. My son is he's a bodybuilder. He's done quite a few shows. What, three shows?
Three shows.
3 shows in one.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's super
I
excited.
would have never guessed it with all those clothes on.
Underneath, I'm like a skinny fat. There you go.
Yeah, he's skinny fat right now is what he's on his off season, but now he's training for another show.
Yeah.
So
Trying to cut down again. Easier said than done.
I am so excited to have you on. Matt was like, I can get Stephan to come on. And I said, yeah, that would be great. Let's have him on. Let's have a conversation. I mean, we're told you could say whatever you want. Cussing is allowed. We have a disclaimer, so it's okay. But let's start with an introduction because A2D Radio is new to Stephan Bonnar. So let's talk about a little bit of your history. Who are you? What do you do? Let's tell them. I know who you are.
Geez, I mean, who am I? The less I think about myself, the better. You know. If you think about it, that's one of the things that made like Jesus so great. You know, I can't imagine ever hearing Jesus complain about a migraine. You know, his disciples. Imagine that. You know, guys, I don't really, I got this migraine. You know, it's like really killing me today, and I don't really feel like I can't imagine him being like that. I'm sorry. I try to be like that. The less I think about myself, the better. But I fought in the UFC a while. They threw my ass in the Hall of Fame for the fight that saved the company. And I got a nice trophy from it.
I love it.
So-
You deserved it. You're a great fighter. I've seen some of your fights.
And then I, had to decide I was an average of average intelligence before I started fighting, and then 14 years of getting hit in the head on a regular basis, I thought I better stop and save what's left, which is probably only about 20% of what I started with. But if you only use 10% of your brain, then
I knew he was going to
you're
go
doing
there.
all right.
So that's,
You're the second person who has said that
Yeah.
today. Our coach
Really?
said that today. Yeah.
And, wow, I thought I was original here with the joke.
So it says here, your nickname, the American Psycho. So how did that come about? Are you really a psycho?
Oh, yeah.
he,
I actually changed it to the Antifa Psycho.
Oh no!
Oh, just kidding. That'd be a good heel turn. I've been doing professional wrestling too, so that, I mean, if I really wanted to piss off the fans with the heel turn, come on. What would be worse than that?
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
It's just dark out here.
It is dark out there. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in Phoenix. Just working, spreading the love of here we go. Did you see that? Itiva, cannabis on demand. So we're primarily a tech company.
Oh, that's awesome.
We provide technology to services to these dispensaries and integrate to their menus and their computer systems, their software, and make their life a lot easier. So we're here going spreading the love and giving out some swag bags to these dispensaries for the new year, and just kind of welcome them. They just went recreational today, so it's like a really big deal. So we want to be here to welcome them to the recreational side, and we're doing business with some of them, and hopefully do business with more.
That's awesome. I mean, dispensary, I could imagine you look, I know what it was like when I went to Colorado and I walked into the first dispensary. I just wanted to go in there for the experience. And they had their whole entire families were there buying, stuff, and old people and young people. And it was amazing. And everybody was super happy. I bet when you go into those places.
What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois. It just became legal. But
it just went recreational. Yep. Yes. Michigan just went. These states are falling like dominoes. So that's what I mean. It's like gambling too. These sports books are being opened up all around the country, where these the sports betting laws are being changed by states, because just like the weed laws. So it's like a great business to get into, really. Anything sports betting related or anything cannabis related, the timing is good.
It's excellent
because of the changing of the laws. So
I learned when I bartended a long time ago. Yes, I did bartend. That it is it's a safe proof job that everybody's gonna save a penny or two to go drinking. And everybody's going to want to smoke a little something, so that'll never go out of business. So everybody's got some kind of vice, and those are really good businesses to be in. So you're right on point with that. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, but just when any huge changes and laws occur, that opportunity, it creates a big opportunity. So it's good to be on the right side of timing with a company like this, where we've been around for long enough to get some momentum and the ball rolling. So now that these laws are changing, we're in a good position to capitalize. So.
I'm excited. I'm really excited that you're doing really well with that. That means a lot, because there's a lot of people that aren't doing so well, and so that's really good and something.
Well, yeah. It has potential. So, yeah, it's coming along. So it's, like everything else, you got to put in the work. But it's something to do, something to put your energy into. That's the most important thing, It's what was the hardest thing about when you're done fighting, right? At first, you need a new purpose, a new something to focus on. You're so used to doing the same thing. So it's this kind of at least fulfills that side of it. I don't feel as I need a new purpose in my life.
Do you ever feel the itch to want to fight? Do you ever miss fighting? Because I know.
No, I was so sick of it. By the last fight with Tito, it was so hard to get out of bed. My body was screaming no more. My speed had I lost by that time. I didn't have a lot of speed to begin with. So you lose a little bit, and you're getting hit more and more and more. It just I was done. Yeah. The way my body was really falling apart. I had 10 surgeries. I broken like 20 bones. So I like saying, like kind of, it was my body's way of saving what was left of my brain. You know, had my body held up really good, I would have kept going and getting hit for another 5 more years, and then I'd really probably be a vegetable now. You know, always look on the bright side of death.
At least you have enough sense to say, no, my body's had enough. My best friend, Shoni Carter, has not stopped fighting.
Mr. International, yeah.
He
has not stopped
We came
fighting.
up together in Chicago.
Yes.
Me and Shoni, yeah.
I told him you were going to come on tonight, and I was hoping he would kind of chime in, but I think he's busy. He's got his young daughter, and he still wants to fight. He's had too many, and I keep telling him, I'm like, Shoni, it's time to cut it. But
yeah, so used to it, you know.
Yeah, he's just like, I have nothing to do. I don't know what to do if I'm not fighting.
Like,
so
he's got to be hurting. We're like, right about.
Oh, he always, yeah.
He's
like all the wear and tear and the.
Yeah, he's a tough little cookie. I do want to ask you our poll question.
Like when I first got into it in 2000, that was like I just like moved to Chicago and started. I haven't even had my first fight yet, and I was getting ready. I was training for it, and I went to see him fighted the Shido Khan at that place in Chicago on Armitage there. But remember the Shido Khan where they do the 2 rounds? It's like kickboxing rules or boxing rules and kickboxing. Then the last 2 rounds is MMA, and it's really brutal. And they do like 3 fights in a night like that. It was really crazy, but that was Shoni's specialty. That was back in 2000, you know, and he was like 100 fights into his career then, you know.
Yeah, 100 fights. And he still wears the kilts and the top hats and the craziness.
20 years later.
Matt wanted to come on even though he can't speak. He said he wanted to blow kisses to you, Matt.
There he is.
See his little, he's awesome.
There he is.
Hi, Matt. There we are. Look, he's blowing kisses to you, Matt.
What's that?
Whoa, French kisses. Okay.
Well, ladies, if you're watching, there you go.
All right.
That is our Matt. So I have a question for you, Stephan.
Yep.
We have a poll question tonight, and the question is: professional MMA fighters should get paid the same as professional boxers do. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
I mean, that's a bit of a misconception. The majority of professional boxers really don't make squat. I mean, just a very tiny percentage of the top echelon do. So on average as a whole, I'd say like, well, if you're in the UFC and you're on contract with them, you're probably on average per fight making more than most boxers, you know? Just at the highest level in boxing, you'll get the big paydays, you know, and usually you got to have a title of that. But, yeah, it's really not like that. Just, you know, like a handful of guys, the top 1% of 1% of boxers get those big paydays. Most of them don't. I know, like, back when I was fighting and I was still in Chicago, I trained with a guy who was, like, ranked number 10 in the heavyweight division. He had just beaten someone, I can't remember who, but like a big name, and like his show money wasn't even what I was getting, you know. So
you talking about? Well, the only ones I can think of is like Clay Guido. No,
he's at like 30 some UFC fights now. I'm sure his show money's pretty good.
Yeah, he's had a lot of fights. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how the UFC works. It's a sliding scale. So every fight, you know, you make a little bit more. So if you've had like 20 UFC fights, your show money's decent.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and the other thing is female fighters don't get paid as much as the male fighters. Do you think that is fair, or do you think that they should be having equal pay?
Well, I don't think really it's fair in terms of how much the owners have been taken versus what the fighters have been getting this whole time. That's why all the other sports have unions and, leagues, and afterwards they get pension plans and all that, because it's matured and evolved to that point. It looks like MMA will get to that point someday. We're just not there yet. So until we're there, the owners are going to, try to. I remember back when I was fighting, was the statistic was between, after it's all said and done, between the owners and the athletes, and pretty much all the other pro sports, the split's pretty even. It's around 50-50. But in the UFC, it was over 90% to under 10%.
Okay.
Just to give you. So, yeah, the fact that women are getting half, that's not fair, but it's also kind of not fair that, the fighters get overall as little as they do. That tells you something. Overall, for compared to other pro athletes, the money the male fighters get, it's pretty pathetic, right? And then the fact that the girls get a lot less than that, it sucks.
It kind of, it really does, because the girls have really come up and they've progressed.
Yeah, you feel
They put
bad.
on a good show.
I know some of these girls and they're not too well off. It's the sad truth.
Now I'm going to ask you this: Conor McGregor or Dustin? Who do you think is going to win that fight?
I know it was a while ago, but Conor starched him pretty easily the first time, and Conor's biggest strength is power and accuracy, where Poirier's really tough, good conditioning, but not the best defense. And then also to beat Conor, it helps to be able to threaten with a takedown. If you're just going to fight a kickboxer match with Conor, which kind of is Poirier's style, it's going to be a tough fight for him, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I went with Conor, and I think, what did you go with, Steve? Was it Dustin?
I'm sure. I haven't looked at the odds, but I'm sure Conor's at least got to be a 3-1 favorite.
Yeah. Well, no, I take that back. Steve did go with Conor. He's just doesn't particularly like his character so well. Now, here's another question.
Yeah, I picked Conor. Conor's getting out in the second round. You know that.
Yeah.
Love what Dustin's done over the last few years. He just Stephan just touched on it. What Conor's strengths are, kind of exposes a little bit of where Dustin isn't as great as he should be. And I think the other thing is where, I spoke on it before we got on here, is where Conor is, what you see where he is mentally, how he's done everything leading up to this fight. He kind of reminds me of the guy that was coming up to get that belt. So I think we're going to get an exciting performance from Conor one way or another.
And then I know Conor always seems confident, but trust me, he's a lot more confident going in against the guy he's already starched than going in against Khabib.
Oh, I like the inside. What else do we want to know?
Well, yeah, it's the mental thing is also a big part of it. You have to think that Dustin has that thought of that first fight in his head of it wasn't just he lost it. Stephan touched it. He beat the brakes off of him without a doubt.
Yep. Yeah, he touched him up. So that's going to be in the back of his head. It always helps. The more time in between those fights, the better. Yep.
Now, one thing
I want to match up strengths and weaknesses and say, how is Dustin going to win?
I want to add one thing before I kick myself back in the back, Stephan. You got tough 16 just had a 16-year anniversary of the Ultimate Fighter right there, right? And Stephen has just came out of retirement. It's going to be taking a bare knuckle boxing match for one last time. What are your thoughts? Because you were on the show with them.
What? It all depends who he's fighting. I'm all for him fighting if it's a good matchup,
Was it Quentin Henry, the big kid?
No, not Big Country, Roy Nelson.
No, not Big Country. No, he's Big Quentin Henry.
Quentin Jackson?
Yeah, no, Quentin Henry.
I don't know who that is.
That's the guy he's fighting in bare knuckle.
Yeah, I never heard of him. I'm not too familiar. Is he a UFC guy?
He's one of their top guys. They got they're trying to position him after the fight with Chris to kind of start marketing him towards the belt.
And Levens has been looking pretty good overall. You know, he's been winning most of his fights. I think he lost to that one guy who knocked out Hendricks, but that dude's tough. You know,
Yeah.
and that was the decision. So other than that, he's looked real good. I mean, he looked good in that one. The dude's just tough. That guy's been on a roll.
Yeah, Chris
drawing a blank
is
on his
a
name.
gamer, especially bare knuckle boxing. I think that's just kind of his element too.
Yeah, 2-minute rounds, no wrestling. You know, at his age, it's perfect for him. Yeah.
Hey, Stephan, I have a question. Is there anyone that you really wanted to fight, but you never got the opportunity to fight them?
Not really. No.
He's like, I didn't really go after people like that.
Pretty much. Yeah. I had all the ones I really wanted, and yeah. Yeah. And then some. And even ones I didn't want. Yeah. Who's this John Jones? He's a young. He'll beat him easily. It's a tune-up fight for you. Yeah, you need a tune-up against this rookie. Yeah.
You need a tune-up, Stephan. That's what they said.
It's a warm-up fight. There you go.
Well, it was before people knew how good he was going to turn. You know, it was when he was, you know, like young, and I was actually favored. So, yeah.
I think last Friday
it's funny. It's fun fighting the guys before everyone else knows how good they are. That was like the Machida thing too. After I came back from the Machida fight in Brazil, I go to my school and everyone kind of looks at me like, "Oh, you lost." Yeah, you know, it was still on a cut, but still, it's kind of, you know, a little bit shameful. And then his very next fight, like, he knocked out Rich Franklin pretty nasty, and then I go to the jiu-jitsu school, and then people are like, "Oh, that guy's not so bad that you fought." Yeah, no shit. That was like John Jones too. Right after that fight, I'm doing interviews about how terrible I looked in there, and then as time goes on, everyone's like, "Well, Bonnar didn't look so bad after all."
Yeah, those critics are so harsh.
So harsh.
They really are. You know, so you're done with fighting, and now, so how do you have kids? If you had kids, we want to know, like, how did you balance your fight career and your family life?
Just one, and he's 8. So,
aww.
Yeah.
Is he interested in doing the MMA?
Tell him no. You don't want him to get.
Oh, God, no.
The abuse is so bad.
Oh.
No, he's no, not even close. Nope, that's fine with me.
Aw, that's so
I'm
exciting.
sure you teach him a thing or two, though. You know.
It really helped that. It really helped that for me to have 2 older brothers beating the hell out of me. You know. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have, like, people beating on him, giving him that desire to become a big bad ninja. You know.
Okay.
No need to. Like, I was like a survival mechanism. I had to become tough, and because of the circumstances, and it was like my goal in life to become a big bad ninja and know all the martial arts, so I could beat them up someday. So, kind of was how I was bred. That was my the molding of me. There's a little something about me. There you go. That's what really made me, from a young age, love the martial arts and just be obsessed with them.
That's one thing I noticed about you guys. You guys always have a story. I mean, when I was doing interviews, actually going to all the events and doing interviews with fighters, everybody had a story as how they got into MMA or why they had that passion. And I love hearing the stories because they just inspire me. I don't know how to explain it. It's very inspiring to me how you guys do it.
Yeah, it's different. Some people are just, you know, really good athletes and they like competing and they wanted to compete in something, and, you know, but me, that wasn't it. It was just fighting was different. It was different than other sports, but you're just confined with all these restrictions and rules. It was like total freedom in that, you know. It was like doing all the other, like the Pee-wee wrestling and the Taekwondo matches, jiu-jitsu matches, boxing matches. Like, you always kind of wanted that total freedom to not be confined by, or to be confined by as little rules as possible. And then, that's your whole life. You felt like that. Then your first MMA fight in '01, guys trying to take me down, and I end up like something I wanted to do my whole life since I was 10 years old, sprawl and then drive a couple knees into the guy's head. And I was able to do that. Got him in a full mount, was just pounding on him, and it was like, wow, I'm finally able to do pretty much everything I've wanted to do in all these other sports in here. Like sitting on the stool after that first round, it was real surreal that I got to do all those things that were totally forbidden and all the other disciplines. Everything was open, free reign.
You had so many amazing moves and so many amazing fights. I mean, what was it like fighting Forrest Griffin? I'm terrible.
It wasn't so bad, actually. I mean, it was just tiring. He's a handful, just exhausting. But he fights at a fast pace. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, it really sucked. Like training with Randy, that sucked. That was miserable.
Oh, was it?
Like, yeah, he'd just stick to you like glue, clinching. You could pop shot him a little bit, but then he'd get you on the cage, and you just can't get him off. And he'll take you down. You work, spend so much energy, fight, like 3 minutes of fighting, getting back to your feet. And then he gets a little body lock and trips you like right as you get up. And then you got to do it all over. It's just miserable.
Yeah, I've seen him do that. He's crazy.
So yeah, fights with like fighting Forrest, that was fun. Those fights are a little more fun. Those fights where you gotta you got a guy that fights you like a Randy. Those aren't as fun. Yeah.
What is your most memorable fight?
At this point, I've pretty much forgotten all of them.
What was the? Well, I guess that kind of was the hardest fight, but I was gonna say, what was the hardest thing about fighting?
It's just like most things with time, and the more you do them, the easier it gets. But like, it was one thing that never really got easier. Like, no matter how long you've been doing it, like to get into the type of UFC fight night shape, I could go like fight at a fast pace the whole time. Like, it's like you got to suffer so much to get to that point. You're talking like, you got the bucket in the cage next to you, because like the first month and a half of pushing yourself to that point, you're going to be heaving in the bucket, and then that's how I knew I was ready to fight. Oh my God, I did all my rounds today without heaving, like, I'm really getting there. Like, think of how, and just getting up in all that pain and thinking like, oh my God, how am I going to make it through today? Like, it was such a miserable feeling. So yeah, as much as like you see the guys fighting under the lights and get the attention, like there's a part of you that wants to do it. Then you think of like all the surgeries and the pain and the misery, and it's kind of like, no, I'm pretty content to be done.
Right.
It sounds like
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like it. Now I got one last question for you.
I haven't been kicked in the groin in years. Like it used to be like a weekly, at least once a week.
I'm assuming that would happen.
Take a hard kick to the groin,
Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't too pleasant. I've seen that happen by accident, and I've
you
seen
get
it
sick of
deliberate.
proving you're tough. Your first couple of years, you show how tough you are, and then you're like, all right, well, everyone knows I'm tough. Here I am 14 years later. What am I doing? It's like, and it gets old after a while being tough,
It does.
And like, God, I kind of want to be one of those really wimpy people who are coddled, That would be nice. You just complain about my migraines and get coddled by people. Yeah.
So one last question. Andrew Haney is asking, who do you pick, Chandler or Hooker?
I don't know. I honestly don't watch too much anymore. So I don't know. Like I used to have a podcast where we find all the best bets in terms of the Vegas odds and where the best betting value lies. So I really have to know my stuff. And before that, of course, I did all the TV work. So I always knew how to pick fights and how to break them down. But I'm not too familiar with Dan Hooker, other than he's really tall and long. And he has a good takedown. I guess he has like the second best takedown defense in the division. For a tall guy, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Chandler, being a short guy who really counts on his wrestling, if Chandler can't take him down and is stuck on the outside, it's going to be a tough night for him.
Okay. And there we have it. Andrew's question has been answered.
Yep.
Now, do you train? Do you show your son how to grapple, or does he ever inquire? Or, hey, Dad, show me a couple moves? Or...
No, he's on the spectrum, so he's hyperlexic, so he's really out there, but he's really sweet, so he's really smart too. But yeah, it's like fighting and that, it's not really.
Okay.
It's all right. I just give him enough space to be himself, really, you know.
Yeah. That's great that
he's into his things, and like it's cool, you know. He loves numbers and shapes, and yeah, it's amazing. Like how good he is on the computer, you know, like the iMac computer. When he was even like 3 years old, he was doing stuff on it that I couldn't do. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Kids get smart.
Yeah, kids are so amazing. Smart and resilient.
Yeah, like he's really got a gift there. So.
Yeah, I guess things are going to kind of change here. I know Steve kind of updated me and let me know that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like the whole COVID and all that. Like jiu-jitsu girls are really taking a hit. You know, it's hard to do jiu-jitsu, practice social distancing. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, and it will be sad.
Fight from afar.
Yeah, it'll be really sad to see some of those gyms go. I mean, I've been to so many gyms and did interviews at the gyms, and it's just, I'm hearing the struggle is really bad.
Yeah, we just closed down last month. You know, we were only around probably a year and a half, and then, you know, when the COVID hit, it was just like, you know, you got to close down. Okay. Yeah. You know, so you're going to pay the bill.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm sorry to hear that, but you know what? I have a feeling if it's meant to be, it'll come back, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's all.
But you get the cool job. You get to go inside a dispensary and get like a contact high just by smelling it.
Yeah, well, the gym was more just like a hobby, something good for me to do. It was healthy for me to teach. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
Just doing that, not so much for the money, but just for the
keep busy,
satisfaction, the joy it brought me.
Your skill set. I mean, oh my gosh, your skill set to teach so many up and coming fighters would be. I'm sure they would love to train with you.
Yeah, we had a good little thing going for a while, but oh well.
That's okay.
Moving on.
That's all right. I'm very, very much thankful that you were able to come on the show tonight. I'd love to have you back on again because I'd love to ask more questions. There's so many more things that I'd like to talk about, and our time was short tonight. So many technical difficulties. Eric Prindle was lost in the forest. We've got Matt, who's
lost on the lake.
Yeah, he can't get you. It's typical of him.
So you were able to come on. We were just shooting the breeze with Steve and my son. This is my son here, and so it's so interesting. I'm so excited that you were able to come on. You are one of my all-time favorites, and I'm very thankful for you having the opportunity to come on today.
Well, awesome. Thanks for having me. And
would you
check out hightiva.com. Great place to search source. How's our saying go? Search, learn, and source your cannabis for pickup or delivery. Oh.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Where can people find you? I know you're on Instagram. I think I've been following you for a minute.
Yeah, I'm just my name. I'm Stephan Bonnar on everything.
Okay. Are you on
AR?
You haven't been banned on Facebook, have you?
Not in the
No,
Facebook
I've been laying low lately. I you know,
He's been staying away
was
from
a
the
little
politics.
opinionated, and then they started giving me some heat, so I just
Yeah.
backed off.
Not a lot. I've
Yep.
been kind of laying low myself. I have my opinions, and they've already like flagged me. And then
Yeah.
I lost my big account on Instagram. I had over 10,000 followers, and they're like, yeah, bloop. One day it was gone. I'm like, wait a minute.
I told
where's
you
my account?
you can't post politics anymore. You
Nothing.
can't.
And I knew that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm backing off like this. I pissed some people off with the high Tiva, and I'm just staying away from that.
Yeah.
I don't wanna-
Exactly.
Better play
There's
it safe.
I mean, no matter what you stand in, you're going to piss half the people off.
yes, I agree.
Better off. Don't
But
touch. Back off.
I would love to have you on again. You were fantastic. I'm looking forward to having another conversation with you.
Well, it was fun, you two, and thanks for having me. And this is a first for me. Mother-son show.
Isn't it awesome? There's no other
Scratching
show
that one
like
off.
it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thank you, Stephan, for coming
Awesome.
on tonight.
Cool getting
Have
to
a
talk to
great
you.
night, you two.
You too. Have a good night and
Take
enjoy
it
the rest of
easy.
your weekend.
Thanks.
Bye.
There you have it, guys. Stephan Bonnar, the ultimate fighter who's had a record 30 miles long of everybody he is. Oh, sorry. Did I knock you out?
Oh, now you did. Now you hit me in the face.
So, you guys, you got to tune in for next Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am so not the time zone chick.
What is it,
okay?
5 p.m.?
No, we're not. No, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time every Friday. You'll catch
What's
us
it?
on A2D Radio. Guess what? We're only, I believe, 70-something away from the giveaway to win a show T-shirt. Guys,
Get those free
share
T-shirts.
and like the page, okay? Let's start doing these giveaways. I'm so excited. Okay, see you guys next Friday. Love you. Mwah.
Bye.